Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video about body positivity and body confidence. This video has been inspired by the channel mom community which I am a part of. I will leave the link for the channel moms below if you were interested to check it out. I always think it's so sad that we as women do not really understand other women or support them. We are the first one to judge them and be judged by them as well. So when I did first have a look at their website and I looked at all the mums and what they were talking about, and I'm like, this has to be the best discovery I have made as a mum. Like for me, there's so many topics that I can relate to. Like the things that they speak, it's just what happens on a regular basis with any mom really, but we just don't talk about it enough, and so we don't really think that other people are going through the same things. We just assume that it's only us, and so we just don't choose not to talk about it. We'll just keep mum about it. This is one thing which I had struggled for the longest time that I remember. Like ever since I remember as a kid, I was constantly body shamed, bullied in school. Definitely, that was a big part of what happened with me. And it was just that when you're that young, you don't know how to handle things. You can't think any better. You just like you believe whatever people tell you, and that is how you make your body image of yourself, which I think should not really happen to any little mind out there. I think they all deserve a better body self-image. And I do understand it's very difficult to actually create a positive body image for kids, especially in this day and age where everything that they're exposed to, like magazines, television, everything has images of the perfect ideal body, which is just even not possible. Like even the model herself doesn't look like that in real life. But to understand that, they need a lot of maturity, and kids still do not understand that. I never understood that as a kid. I like when I looked at movies and movie stars, I idolized them. I idolized movie stars. Like, oh my god, if you get that thin, you're gonna be beautiful and you're gonna have a wonderful life. That's what I constantly told myself. All that I wanted to do in my life was lose weight, become thin, have a great life. That was the shallowest of goals that you can ever have, but that is how I had. And coming to how my parents handled it, honestly, I'm not going to say my parents did a bad job, but I do think it could have been handled better. I'm not saying my mom did a bad job, no. The more I am a mom, the more I understand her point of view now. Like I have seen things that situations with Ridit which I do not know how to handle, and I'm thinking I don't know which way to tell him, or what should I tell him. So I know what happened with my mom, and what I know my mom handled the situations the best that she could and tried to help us the best that she could, because obviously I had Ridit the same time that my mom had me, so she knew just as much about child rearing as much as I know now, and I am just clueless, so I expect her to be clueless as well. But so that aside, I'm not saying my parents did not do it right, but all that I'm saying is it's not just about one thing that was going wrong for me. It was not just like my parents not reinforcing a positive body image. It was also about people around us telling me. Like, I mean, to be honest, it also comes from the fact that the culture that I come from, like in India, for us, is the beauty in a girl has just three adjectives that they use: fair, tall, and slim. Like if you see any matrimonial ads, I know matrimonial ads is a whole another story. But so basically in India we have the concept of arranged marriages. So they're arranged by either your parents or your relatives or anybody. So and they have these ads on which come on newspapers, which is very, very weird. So all of those, if you read through them, especially if you're reading for a girl, it's all gonna say fair, tall, and slim. Like that has to be there in every ad. So that is how the society thinks. That is how everybody thinks, and that is what happens, and that is how the young minds are shaped to think as well. And in my case, my parents, to some extent, I think we did have a lot of confidence given to us in different areas of life. Like my mom would encourage me if I'm swimming well, or if I write something really well. She used to like profusely encourage me in those things which I'm blessed for. I'm sure that is what gave me that push that I needed, in spite of not having a good body image. For me, I always thought of myself as fat. I was chubby. I'm never gonna call myself fat. Like I just can't live with that word anymore. I was chubby. So when I was a kid, I had this thing of constantly being bullied in school. I don't know, like, for the bullies themselves, obviously they were still little kids, and and you don't really know how much it affects a person and their personality when you're actually being a bully in school and just like saying random stuff about them. But it did affect me a lot. So when something happens to you like this, like, there are two ways to react to it. So there's one way where you completely feel sad, shut down about it, and there's another way where you become like the extreme opposite of it and just ignore it and try and be more flamboyant with yourself. And for me, I think that is what happened. Like, I always, whenever I go into the shutting down phase, I always thought this is not who I am, and I bounce back to the exactly opposite end. It's happened with me throughout, and when I think about it, that is how my life has always been turned around. So the more they started fat shaming me and body shaming me at school, and I decided that there has to be a different personality that I can showcase to them. So I was constantly trying to prove that it was not just the fat girl that was in me, that I had a much more than just being the fat girl in school. So that way, I think it helped me a lot, because I did excel in a lot of things, and I did push myself to be better, and it just shaped my whole personality, I would say. I mean, I'm still not gonna say that I don't go through those dark moments sometimes, but then now I think it's way, way different. Like, from the time that I met my husband, and it has completely changed. My then boyfriend, now husband, when I met him, for me it was more about learning that somebody could love me. So it is more about self-love rather than being just it was not really I mean, yes, romantic love was there. I loved him, he loved me and everything, but to me, he actually made me realize that, no matter how you are and how different you are from the regular, like, not fair, not tall, not slim, but still people could love you. And that is when my journey of self-love started. I started loving myself. I believed in myself. I thought, okay, there's a lot more to beauty than physical beauty. So then I started dressing up really well. Until up until this point, I would hardly dress up. Like, my dressing style was horrible, really. Like, yeah, I shouldn't say horrible, but it was like it was all about covering up everything that I can and looking even more, not so confident with my body. And that is what changed at that point. I started dressing completely differently. Until up until that point, I hadn't worn sleeveless anytime. Like, can you believe it? For about 18 or 19 years of my life, I've never worn sleeveless dresses. I mean, to be fair, in my house, they didn't really, let me, and then I didn't even argue with that fact, because even I wasn't very confident. So I thought, oh, flabby arms, they're going to show through those dresses. So I didn't want to wear them anyway. But when I started to look at myself in a completely different way, I said, I don't care if I look fat. I don't care if I look different. I'm just going to wear them anyway. So even now, I think that is what has changed. Like, the way I look at myself in the mirror has completely changed. I am never standing in front of the mirror and thinking, oh my god, that is too fat, I need to reduce. No. The thing is, I exercise a lot. But the fact is, I exercise because I love my body and not because I hate my body. I am amazed at the things that my body can do. Like giving birth to a child, for instance, that was like a huge revelation for me. I was like, how can a random... I thought, how is it that a human being could be born out of me, and my body actually was just swaying to the dance where I was giving birth to this little one. So, and everything just happened, like, from you don't realize how beautifully God has made you, and how well everything functions up until everything goes wrong and falls apart. So I don't really want that stage to come for me to realize that I need to take care of my body more. I mean, when I had him, I did put fitness and taking self-love on the back seat, as every mom does. Then I was like a clueless mom, so I have to prioritize him 24 hours. I'm looking after him. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm just constantly tired, not taking care of myself whatsoever. But there was a day when I decided everything was going to change. I was drastically trying to change my life around. And ever since, there was no looking back. In fact, I am a stay-at-home mom. I pay much more for my childcare than the gym. The gym is a little expensive one, but that is okay. But my childcare costs go way beyond. But there was a day when I thought, I am worth that money. Yes, but my husband always says, it's just money, and what is the point of me earning if we don't want to use it the way that we want to? And that is just my 1 hour of workout where I completely my true self. I love myself. I am dancing in front of the mirror. If you look at my workout clothes, they're all like the clothes that I look at my idols wearing. I have also changed my gym wardrobe a couple of times, because the more I get confident with my body and the more I want to be the person that I have always dreamt of. I'm not saying wearing skimpy clothes will just make you, I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and buy skimpy clothes, but for me, that was my body ideal. Like, when I looked at people like that, I thought they were really fit. And all my life people have told me I can't wear that only because I was fat. So I don't want that tag to remain with me anymore. I don't want the fat tag or the body shaming to haunt me so much. So I said I'm giving the tag up, as well as giving up the taboo that I can't wear some clothes just because I am on the little chubbier side. I've also come in terms with my body. I'm never going to be a size 0. I don't want to be also. All that I want to be is fit. I'm capable of doing a lot more things when I'm much older, because here in Halifax, my gym, I've seen such amazing women they're like 70s and 80s and they come work out at par with me, and I'm thinking I am 27, I'm huffing and puffing all day, and I'm like, I don't have the energy to do this, I can't do that. And they work out with me, and I'm thinking, wow, that is my ultimate life goal. Like, if I am that old and 80 or 90, so if I can work out on that, that is when I think my life would have been a huge success. And it's also about thinking that, I always thought it was going to be selfish to leave my little one. I didn't leave him when he was a real small baby, because then he would cry. But from about 18 to 19 months, he started understanding things when I told him. So even in the gym, I would tell him and explain it to him that, I'm going to the gym. If you don't cry, I will bribe. Yes, I bribe a lot. I still do bribe, because I don't know any better way to handle a little toddler who needs to understand the consequences and the effects that happen for his actions. So I bribe a lot. So I started bribing him with taking him to the museum after the gym, or so that way I didn't let him cry. But I also was very firm that I needed to do this for myself. So I'm gonna wrap up this video by saying, you have to love yourself, and you have to take care of yourself only and only because you love your body and not because you hate it. Do not try to change your body because you hate it, but change it because you love it, and you will love it even more. With clean eating, that is one thing that I'm still working on. I am kind of struggling with it as well, because I think it's about choosing and picking your battles. Like, exercise, I have won. So that's about the video, guys. I hope you like it. I hope I've made a little sense, and I've been able to put all my thoughts across to you. And it's time for us to go now. So I shall see you all in my next video. Bye bye, guys. And please do not forget to subscribe as well. It's just the red button down there, and you've already subscribed. Do turn on the notifications, just so that you get more notifications from us as and when we upload videos. And I shall see you all in my next video. Bye bye, guys. Are you saying bye bye too? Jabu. Bye bye, guys.